Perfect. Hi guys, welcome. Welcome to our live LIVRESQ live webinar today. We're going to be coming to you live from New York City and Romania. It's going to be an awesome global webinar that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be able to connect with you with the founder of LIVRESQ, Alex. And Alex is
one of the founders. Yeah. Okay.
One of the founders. His brother's not here.
Yeah.
His brother's really shy, so please get him on the call. But today we're going to discuss with you guys the feature set of LIVRESQ and how you can use it to implement it in your business, in your teaching courses. And we even have an exciting update from Alex today regarding teachers, because we definitely want to help that community empower their students, as well as teachers who need new tools and new resources to be able to teach online. Whereas when in the past, they just needed to teach face-to-face. So we definitely have exciting updates about that. We're also going to use cases today. So if you guys have a type of business or a use case that you would like to get insight from, please leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll feed those questions to Alex. All right, so Alex, I'm gonna have you take the floor.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you again. So important updates for LIVRESQ. So it's like this. You know that we're all on lockdown. So the Ministry of Education from here stated this, that, okay, we need to continue the education of the children. So what do? We move to online tools and continue from there. So we create online lessons and we do the educational act. Okay, the update is as follows. The ministry from here, from Romania, has started recommending LIVRESQ to the teachers directly to build these educational lessons. And as a fact, just to give you some numbers, today we had one webinar on Zoom. So 100 people, 100 teachers logged in there, but also on Facebook Live, we had around 2,000 other teachers.
Wow.
So yeah, that was huge. So everyone was logging in to see how to use LIVRESQ actually to build educational lessons for children. So for schools, for high schools, for universities. Yeah, it was insane. So many questions, a lot of questions regarding features, a lot of questions regarding how do you export content, how do you upload in various school management systems or LMSs. Yeah, it was amazing. So another effect of that, we now have around 2 accounts created each minute, 2 teacher accounts created each minute. So they're just coming and coming and coming. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, wow, that's a wow. Yeah, thank you. So we're all on support level because we need to help everyone on board. So we need to teach them, okay, use this, don't use that for the lesson. Okay, compress pictures, don't use huge videos and stuff like that. But wow, what an amazing day. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's actually go into that. Let's talk about the features, how to best use it to get the results. So maybe you can share your screen so that way you can show the different features in your dashboard.
Yeah, wait a second. Wait, let me do this. So tell me if you can see my screen.
We can see your screen.
Okay, so this is a browser window. This is Chrome. I'm actually logged in now in LIVRESQ. So this is LIVRESQ, the working interface for it. These are some sections here from a course that we actually made in our company. Okay, let's do. You said you want to see features first, or do you want to talk about some case studies?
Well, let's do some features first, because I think that's what people are going to be curious about, and then go into the case studies, so that way people can see how they can use these features in those case studies.
Okay, so you know, or maybe you don't know, that I really don't like slides as much. I'm sick of slides or PowerPoints. So today I'm gonna use actually a lesson made in LIVRESQ for the presentation, but by also being in the medium of LIVRESQ. So I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Okay, so I've split the features of LIVRESQ in basic features and advanced features. Okay, so the basic ones are like, okay, let's let me preview this. So you have, okay, I can insert images, I can insert galleries, I can insert various text boxes. And let me show you how is this actually happening. So I want an image. Okay, I'm looking in the panel from the left side. You see the content stuff here. Okay, I drag and drop it, and I place it wherever I want. You see these lines, these guidelines, they help me position the content inside the actual lesson. Okay, so this is the lesson. You just double click it, you change it, you upload it from your computer or from wherever, and it's done. It's there in the lesson, and I can instantly preview it. Okay, so here's the picture. Yeah, okay. So I don't want it here, I can move it, okay, in the other place, or I can move it here. Okay.
So this is basically like a what you see is what you get.
Exactly. It needs to be simple. It needs to be without any programming stuff behind the scenes. It needs to be used by everyone that has connection with education, but it's not a programmer. Yeah. Okay, so let me delete this from here. I was saying galleries, text boxes. So a text box is something simple like this, and you double click it and you have another editor inside. So for positioning the content, for changing, you know, formats, sizes. You can also edit its source. If you are a power user, you can add stuff here. Okay, that is the text box stuff. Quizzes. This is where it gets interesting. So you can just drag and drop a quiz inside. Okay, it comes predefined with some stuff here. I'm gonna show you what is this all about. You double click it and you select the type of quiz that you want to use for your students. So let's say you have a single choice. It's easy. You write the statement of the question here. This is the question. What is the answer? And I can, let's say this is the one correct, answer 2. This is the fast demo, answer 1. And I can even shuffle them, okay? And they're here, and I preview it. And which one is the one correct? Answer 2, okay. Yeah, so it knows automatically this stuff behind the scenes. Okay, let me delete this. Videos are basic resources also, basic features. Audio files, of course, you can insert them. Hyperlinks, various pop-ups. Let's say you want a pop-up on any type of box here from the lesson. You just, you can see on the right side, you have some actions on that box. Launch resource, follow bookmark, or follow link. So the follow bookmark takes you in the same lesson. Follow link takes you to an external website, let's say like this. Launch resource, you can launch an application that was, let's say, uploaded in LIVRESQ. So you can take it from there in the library, from the library of LIVRESQ, okay? If I'm going too fast, tell me, Richard.
No, perfect.
Yeah, okay. You can also insert GIFs. They're not usually used for memes, so, but they're good, you know. GIFs are okay to use when you don't want necessarily MP4s or things like that. Okay, and tables, of course, you can insert a table, like various types of, not PowerPoint, simple tables. So there are simple tables like the ones that you insert in various editors, Word editors or spreadsheet editors.
Okay.
Okay.
So just one question before you jump
Yeah.
ahead. So you
Okay.
mentioned earlier that power users can edit the code, right? So
Yeah.
in what case would somebody do that?
Let's say you want to insert an iframe. Okay. So you can do, okay, you're here and you want in this box some text, okay, but you also want an iframe connected to another side, but you want to give some other parameters like the size of the iframe window, if it is scalable or not, if it, I don't know, if it needs to modify as you load the content. Yeah, so stuff like that.
And is it possible to insert like a chatbot, for example, the code for that?
From here, no. From this stuff, no.
Okay.
But you can insert an application from, let me find it. So it's an application resource here. Okay. So you have various types of events. This is for the programmers. Yeah. So you can insert an application. You build it according to the needs of LIVRESQ, and you can play it from here.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Any other questions here?
Not yet.
Okay. Next, so we're going to the advanced features. As I was saying, LIVRESQ is entirely web-based. There was one person asking asking on Facebook, I think, on the PitchGround group, is this something like, and he was giving another product's name. So it was another offering tool, but the main difference that I want to enhance or to show here is that LIVRESQ is absolutely fully web-based. So you don't need to download anything, any software. You don't need to install any plugin in Chrome to make it work. So as I was saying, I'm actually here in LIVRESQ in this lesson that I've built and the one that I'm showing to you currently, yeah. So this is just from a browser. I haven't installed anything. I've just logged in into the platform. Okay.
Looks good.
Okay. Okay, the scorm stuff that I was mentioning, I think I've mentioned it in most of the webinars because it's so important. Yeah, so the scorm stuff is very important for training companies, for e-learning companies, but also for medium and big companies that have their own internal LMSs, so learning management systems. Okay, this is a standard in online education. It is basically a set of communication rules between content and platform. So if your platform knows scorm, then it can be paired with an LMS that knows the content produced by that platform. Yeah, so you can take this lesson, including this one. So how to use LIVRESQ. You can take it and place it in any LMS that is scorm compatible, and most of the best ones are. And it will communicate behind the scenes everything that is going on with that lesson. How many have made the progress? How many points did they get? When did they open the course? So the tracking from behind the scenes, okay? And to show you how this actually happens, so how do you produce a scorm package? You just go to the project. So this is my project. This is the entire lesson broken in sections, as I was saying. And I have this button here. It's called export. I click it, and I choose my package type. So this is Scorm 1.2, an older version, because many LMSs still use this standard. This is a more modern one, Scorm 2004 for the edition. publish to library. This is something actually great, and it's good that I haven't gone through it too fast. Now we've just released a feature 3 days ago. So you can publish to the library, which is this stuff here for public viewing, so everyone can see these links. So I'm going here, if I give you this link, if I give anyone this link, he will be able to actually see the content. Wait just a second.
So basically, this is good for anybody who wants to release like a freebie to the world, right?
Exactly. Wait, I open my Slack. Notifications will come in. Okay. Wait just a second. Let me see how can I give you this in Zoom. I have no clue. Okay, so this is basically public. Okay, so for the freebie stuff you were mentioning, I have a course and I want to give it away freely. I can place it into the library and that's it. I just give people the link. But now we've updated this, and once you click this button, it will also give you a shelf, a private shelf. Wait a second. And it looks like this, so similar, but this is private, and this is available only on only to the people that have that link. So let's say I have this lesson. This is not public, but I can take the link and give it to whoever I want. So this is limited access only to those that have the link, the special link.
Oh,
so
okay.
Private library, yes. So consider teachers or independent consultants or trainers. They need the private place to upload their lessons, but they don't necessarily want to make them available for everyone.
Right.
So just for their classes, you have this now.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay, getting back to the features. Okay, a trial period. We offer everyone a trial period to see the actual product. We don't force you to buy upfront. So you get 60 days because we're comfortable with that and we want you to use the product. We offer branding section. So you can go to preferences and change here, including logo, colors, if you want to insert various background colors, background images, or even change the theme. Maybe you don't like the normal Aero one. You can, use Sapphire or something in your company's colors. So you can change that. Okay, let me get back here. So that was branding, and you can see that it has already been changed because this was in an orange hue, and now it's blue according to that theme that I have applied. Okay. You can export HTML5, so you just go again on this button and you download the plain HTML package.
Can you show us what that looks like?
Yeah, sure. So this is exporting now. We're gonna wait a few. Okay. Okay, so I have the package here. I'm on a Mac, so it's all auto opened. So the archive is open, and I can just run it. And this is it. So this is the entire lesson.
I think you're sharing your Chrome screen only. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, you're not seeing this. Wait a second. Wait. So this is from my computer. Okay, is it loading now?
Yep,
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, so this is locally. I've extracted the package and I'm running the HTML5 index HTML5 actually. Okay. And the entire lesson is here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Thank you. Okay, let me get back online. If there are any questions till this point, please ask.
I think you're doing a good job. You're being very clear. People are.
No, interrupt me, man, interrupt me. Okay, so the following one is important for a lot of publishers. So big publishers, let's say book publishers, and I can give an example. So let's say you're in a country in which the Ministry of Education has asked the book editors to produce digital textbooks. Okay, so when this happens, many big publishers go to tenders. So to tenders launched by the Ministry of Education from that country. Okay, once the tender is online or live, they need to create the content. So the digital lessons, the digital textbooks. Most of these book publishers have EPUBs that they use to build the classic, the normal textbooks, so the paper textbooks. Yeah, we offer a feature for them to import that EPUB into LIVRESQ and go from there. So they're not starting from scratch. So mostly they have things like 200 pages of EPUB, of an EPUB textbook. They can upload that, and then they just drag and drop elements, they modify the spacing, insert various images if they're not already in the EPUB, and you have that, that digital textbook almost done.
Awesome.
So it's an important feature, but mostly for publishers. Okay, the cross-platform packages. This stuff is important when you want to create actual content that works on multiple devices. So, okay, I'm on a desktop, but I want to see actually how it is on a tablet, okay? But also on various mobile devices. So like, I don't know, iPhones, Android devices, things like that. So it needs to work not just on desktops, but it also needs to work on other types of devices. Okay, let me get back to the desktop view. Okay.
So one thing I noticed is that there's like this quick animation where you, like the top of the page will automatically move into place. How do you set that up?
Wait. That's a cool stuff. Yeah. Thanks for asking. So I'm here. So this is what you mean. Let me check this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a transition effect that I can set up from the right side of the screen, so from the properties panel. You see it here? Okay. And this element here, this cell, has moved from right. Okay, the effect. I can do another, let's say, I don't know, contract, and I can preview it instantly. I can use the fade, okay, move from top, whatever. This was moved from right. And I can also tweak that. So I can state the duration, the delay, and the easing type. So various properties of the actual animation. Yeah, so this is how you insert it. So I can do that for any element from here. As you know, so this advanced features box doesn't have any. Okay, let's place an effect on it. Let's do the, I don't know, the expand one. Okay, I'm doing the expand one. Just adding here a longer duration. I don't want to add a delay. Okay. So once I preview it, it's already there, and it will trigger for the lesson. Let me get this back. Okay. Yeah, so you can insert various transition elements, various eye candy, because eye candy is important in various circumstances. Yeah.
So it actually reminds me of PowerPoint. PowerPoint has very similar, I guess, animations, and uh, it's easy to see and understand what each thing does because you actually see it live every time you make a change.
Yeah, it's nice that you talk about PowerPoint, because one feature that we were asked for was, okay, I understand that I can import EPUBs, but can I do that with PPT files, so PowerPoint?
Mm-hmm.
And now the answer is yes, but we haven't fully implemented it, only partially, but we have it, and I don't know how much it will take, but not much, probably one other sprint, so 2 weeks, but we will have PPT import directly into LIVRESQ.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, so it's already here.
When you import it, is it gonna take all the elements, like all the images, or
images,
only gonna
text,
take the text?
Images, also images, texts, and positionings. We're not pushing actually the transitions yet. So let me show it. So you have import here, and we're already supporting it. So you can see here EPUB and PPTX, but currently we're not doing more than text. So we're gonna have images and the positioning very soon.
Cool. We actually have a question coming in. It's I believe you answered this on our call on Friday, but it's always good to answer people's questions, especially if it's a frequently asked question. So
okay.
Is this a LMS solution or a place to create content so I can use it on a LMS solution? On both ways, somehow complicated in creating sections. So I think it's two different questions. So let's do the first question first. Is this a LMS solution or a place to create content?
So this is a place to create the content that goes into an LMS usually. So you create the content here into the offering tool, into LIVRESQ, and then you take it into the into the LMS.
Okay, and then he's saying how it appears complicated in creating sections. So let's do a fresh
let me
page.
show you.
Let
me show you fast. Yeah. So so this is a blank page, let's say like that. So this is a section, okay? So I've just created one from here, insert a new resource section, okay? And you can add various structures like, okay, row with one cell, I'm placing it here. As you can see, I'm putting a text. Let's make this the title, okay? I'm centering it and making it a heading. Okay, this is a title, okay?
How would you add columns?
Columns?
Yep.
You can duplicate it from here. So these are the rows, but I'm actually adding row with 2 cells. So the cells act as columns now.
Gotcha.
So this stuff here.
So how many cells can you possibly have?
Yeah, you can add a lot, but it also depends on the devices you are targeting. So if you're adding, let's say, 40 columns, you can do that, but it would look bad on a mobile device with a tiny screen.
Right.
Yeah. So as I was following with the demo, I've placed the title here, a text type of content. I'm adding an image here and a video next to it, whatever, and the quiz below. And that's done. So I've created the section fast. I've added the title of the section, the images, the quiz, and I can instantly preview it.
Awesome.
So those are like, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds to actually do the do the section. And I can, of course, I can go here and just rename the section because I don't like the name section 26, whatever. Okay. Okay. And we have one feature that I wanted to show you regarding this stuff with the content creation. Let me show it to you. So I can select, okay, so I'm here on this entire structure here, okay? As you can see, I can copy it, wait a second, copy it from here, go into another instance of LIVRESQ, into another project. Let's say, okay, the coronavirus stuff, which is complicated, and I can import it here. So this directly from another project in just another tab in the browser. So I can do that. Yeah. So if I have two screens, maybe if I'm working with two screens, or if I'm working collaboratively with other people, I can just do that in an instant. So targeting just the resources that I want, a resource being any type of content structure, but including the big ones, so the big elements. Okay, any other questions from the online?
So far, I believe you answered that one question. We can continue.
Okay, cool. The next one is the table of contents. So what's that? Actually, when you preview the lesson, the course, wait just a second, you have this stuff here on the left side, okay? This is the table of content, okay? How do you modify that? How do you change it? So I'm here and I have these bookmark elements, okay? You can see the blue star here. So I can trigger it from here. I put a bookmark, okay, so, and this is now bookmark, okay? Now, if I go to the project, wait a second, in the table of contents, I can use that bookmark to assemble the table of contents, okay? And once I publish it, once I publish the course, the lesson, I can fast move to that element. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense to me.
Okay, okay, so that is the that is how you actually add an element in the table of content. Okay, real-time collaboration. This is an important one for everyone. You can, once you create a lesson or once you start to create a lesson or a project, you can share that one via a special link. So let me set this up. Okay, you can see the panel on the left. So there are projects shared with me. There are projects shared and shared by me. So shared by me and shared with me. So for each one of these elements, let's say the coronavirus one. So I can do this. I take the link, I confirm, and I give it to my colleagues to edit it. And when they open the offer, they have full functionality on that content.
So they don't need a username or login for that?
No, they don't need that. They use your private link. You can see who's doing what to your content, but there is no logging in necessary. Okay. The themes, I think I've already shown you. You can change the theme from for a project from here. Okay, so you can, let's say amethyst. It changes the elements. Okay, I have one error here. Let me see why. Okay. You can, okay, so you change the themes from here. Okay. This is something from my computer, I think. But you can also change that from each of the sections in the offer. So maybe I don't want to use the Ruby theme here on this element, and I can just change it to whatever I want. Let's say I have any changes. So something like this. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, okay. Features. Wait just a second. So that's the theme stuff. The share course. Okay, I've shown it into the library or to the private shelf. You can use the CSS edit. So for each box, let's say, for each element, you have something here, advanced styling, and you can apply your own CSS. This is more of a power functionality, power feature.
But basically, that means if somebody doesn't want to use it, they don't have to.
Yeah, of course, of course. So you can just let it stay like the default one. But maybe you have some custom branding needed from your client. So, and you need to change, let's say, the font sizes, the colors, the backgrounds, how do you call it for the boxes? Not the spacing, the rounding of the boxes. So various elements like this, if they're forced by a branding manual, you can apply them from there.
Can somebody import fonts?
I don't know. I will have to check, but I think yes, yes. Okay, I've shown you how you can combine courses, sections, and slides with the copy-paste stuff from various tabs. The triggers are these actions here. Wait a second. So action, launch resource, follow bookmark, or follow link. So you can use these elements. Once you interact with that box, you can trigger one of these stuff. So let's say launch a resource. You can launch it from the library of LIVRESQ, the internal one of the course, or from an external site. Okay.
So how do we add content to the library? Is there an importer?
You just import it if you want it like that, or the most direct way is you've seen I've added an image resource. I double click it, change image, and then I uploaded it. Okay.
Is there like a media gallery that they can go to?
Yeah, it has a media. It has a gallery also, so you can place the elements there and reuse them later in multiple courses. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. The disconnect shield and the keep alive, these are elements dealing with if you're, I think you've seen it, if the user is in front of the lesson and he stopped interacting with it, he will be notified once, and then even disconnected from the lesson. So that is important when tracking user times in LMSs.
That's definitely useful.
Yeah.
It's like in periods of inactivity, correct?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Okay. So these are the basics, and these are the advanced ones. Okay. Questions? Tell me, Richard. Tell me.
Got a question here.
Okay.
Is there a feature for interactive video? Like if a video is paused in a specific time, the viewer will need to interact to choose some option, and then the video will resume based on the interaction made.
Not yet. we don't have it yet. It's an interesting feature, but not yet in LIVRESQ.
So let's say I want to request for a feature. Is there a place on your website for me to do so? Or should I just chat into your customer service?
You can do both. You can write to our support at help@livresq.com and request it from there. And then we have a Jira that manages all this stuff. And we feed it to the team. And depending on various points, it gets prioritized or not.
Okay.
Okay.
So can you give me that email address one more time?
It's help@livresq.com.
Okay. I'm putting that into our comment section. So that way people can follow along and email you guys if they're watching the replay.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. We can continue.
Okay. So let me talk about some of the most important actors that use, so the most important users of LIVRESQ. So as I was saying earlier, teachers are important. So and teachers can mean educational ones for schools and universities and kindergartens, something like that, but also coaches or independent consultants. Okay, that is relevant because these entities, these users, like to have their content according to decentralized situation. So many host the courses on their own websites, many place them on various other platforms online, many collaborate with companies that place them on other structures like school management systems. So have a lot of places where they use the content, okay? Next, you have the instructional designers that these guys are highly specialized. They only deal with LMSs mostly. So they create content for medium and big companies to be used very often into the LMSs, so into the learning management systems. These guys are crazy about scorm, as I was saying. If you don't have scorm, you don't exist. Okay. Now, e-learning companies, for the same reason, they work with instructional designers. The instructional designers are deciding or a highly important part of an e-learning company. So you can't have an e-learning company without instructional designers inside. Okay, training companies. Now, currently, the market forces traditional training companies to use online learning. So, and this can be useful information because a lot of training companies, a lot of traditional companies will actively look for e-learning specialists to create content for the clients. So all the guys that were doing face-to-face meetings and offline classes won't do that anymore. So they will have to move things online and they will need people to train them for that. Okay? Medium and big companies are relevant because these entities have their own HR departments, so they create their own content. So these are the guys that will enter LIVRESQ and buy their own seats from there and then create the content. So they won't necessarily use third parties. They could use third parties like e-learning companies or instructional designers, but they also have the capability to do that in-house. Okay? Mm-hmm. LMS providers are interested in using offering tools like LIVRESQ for integrations. So Moodle would be interested in having an integration with LIVRESQ. So you create the content in LIVRESQ and then you just click a button and it pushes the content into an LMS, into a Moodle instance. Okay? And school management system providers, of course, they're interested because teachers have started creating a lot of educational content for the pupils, and they need to have it hosted somewhere. So not many schools have learning management systems. They have the school management systems, which have other various departments integrated into their solution. Okay. Yeah, so
we got a couple more questions.
Okay.
So Victor asked, is it possible to do a layout from a mobile first perspective? I believe the answer is yes, but maybe you can just show us real quick.
So to start directly into the mobile view. So things like that, to build it from the mobile side towards the other. Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay, so you can work in whichever situation you like. So I've changed it to tablet, and I can already work in this environment. If you see, my content has changed. Let me emphasize it. Let me exaggerate it. So this is for a mobile device. I can work on the content like this. I can, okay. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep,
okay.
I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can start from this element. So if I know that my end user will be only on mobile, I can forget about the other two dimensions.
Okay. And is there any plan for a X API format other than Scrum?
Yes, actually it is. Yeah. Yeah, we're actively adding to the integrations and to the publishing, to the exporting side. So yes, it is. It is in our plan. Anything else?
Let's see. Can the user do a live collaboration, just like Google Docs?
They can modify the content, but I think they need to be in different sections, working on the same project, but in different sections. So let's say I'm on this image and I'm editing it, I'm changing stuff about it. You won't be able to change exactly on this image also through the collaboration structure.
So will there be like some sort of notification saying like, hey, Richard is currently working on this?
It will be locked.
So it will be locked. Okay.
Yeah. So currently it's not, but it will be locked in the future. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely don't want two people working on the same document.
Yeah. But you also have tracking on who's changing what, so you can see who made the last changes to the document, to the elements.
So there's like a version history?
Yes, you can't restore the versions, but you can see who worked on that structure.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I believe that's the end of questions for now. I'm sure as more people are joining, we have over 400 people actually watching. So hope you don't have any stage fright.
Don't worry, it's okay. I wanted to show you guys some stuff that I created for, I don't know if you've seen it. I think you've seen it, but so this is a lesson on our current huge problem, huge worldwide problem. So the COVID-19 disease. Yeah. This is a lesson that I've made a few weeks ago with LIVRESQ. So it has, maybe you can give the link to the people if they don't have it.
Oh yeah, I already posted that into our Facebook group already.
Okay, so this is made entirely with LIVRESQ. And because it was made so soon, so right after the explosion, the cases explosion, it gained a lot of traction in online environments. There was one guy asking about if it is indexable by Google. So if it gains rank and things like that. So The content being HTML5, of course it does. So Google will index it, not only Google, so any search engine will do that. So this is a lesson made entirely free. So it's free. We wanted to create something useful for the population, for the medical side, and we are constantly getting asked by companies to offer it in scorm. So that is a real thing. So companies need a lot of content now on this stuff, on this pandemic. So this is okay, a general presentation for the disease and things like symptoms and stuff like that. But the world actually now needs also courses on stress, on how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with distance and stuff like that. So the medical sector is pretty under assault.
Right. Definitely a lot of pressure for that. We just had a question coming from Sturgis. So Sturgis wants to know, so if the courses can be exported to HTML for offline or local use, how would that work for paid courses? Couldn't students just export and share?
It depends where do you place the courses. So if your students get the package, let's say you're a teacher and you've exported the content for offline usage, and you send it to your pupils, and then they just start to distribute it. That's the question. So how do you stop that?
Right. So I think it's two questions. I think the first question is, can students export it by themselves? So if you're the author, obviously you can export it. But let's say you give me a link to a course, can a student export it themselves? I believe the answer is no.
No, the answer is no there.
So and then the second question is, what if you do give that exported HTML file out? Couldn't the students export and share? And I believe the answer is yes.
Yes, of course. So if they get their hands on the zip package, which encompasses all the files, then they can distribute it wherever they want. Yeah. So we don't lock that into place. We don't have DRM on it.
Okay. But that's why it's important to use this in conjunction with a LMS.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Okay. So for those of you guys joining the call, today we went through a full feature dive with live use cases of how to use LIVRESQ. And if you guys are interested in what we talked about earlier, feel free to rewatch the replay. And by rewatching the replay, you can also ask questions either in the comment section below or by emailing at, oh, I lost the email address, 1 second.
Wait.
Help@livresq.com. So it's HELP@LIVRESQ.com. Okay. Oh, I got another question. So can I insert custom code or custom HTML? And what if I need to insert like a feedback form or opt-in form? Can I do that?
No, not yet. So custom HTML, not yet.
Okay, so no forms, no opt-in forms. No
we
way
have
to like I guess get user data.
You have some user data when you create. You can pull some of that information if you create a custom application. And I've this application resource. If you create it for LIVRESQ like that, like according to the parameters stated there, you can pull those types of informations. Yes.
In the future, do you plan on creating a walkthrough on how to use applications? Because I'm not a programmer, so I'm most likely not going to touch it. But I'm pretty sure there are people watching that are programmers that probably would want to take advantage of all the features.
Yes, we're gonna explain all the features. So we are currently, as I was saying earlier, we do sprints every two weeks. So we release features. We sometimes take take down some features if not they're not used. But we try to explain all of them in due time. So we can't explain everything as fast as we would like because, as I was saying, we're not a multinational company. We're 42 people. Yeah, but we're improving everything along the way. So we answer everyone, and we add features and explanations for the entire resource set. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Any more questions? Let me see. So someone just want to say hi to you.
Who's that? Who's that? Tell me fast.
His name is Fabrizio. Fabrizio just wanted to say hi.
Okay. Hello.
Awesome. So it looks like we gave our viewers a lot of important information today. We actually are always excited. As a matter of fact, we are going to be launching tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys are ready to grab your codes because they're going to go fast, especially with the high demand right now for the ability to author content and get it into an LMS as soon as possible. And as you guys have seen over this 1 hour webinar, it is so simple. It's literally drag and drop. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to be a specialized e-learning author extraordinaire. You don't have to be anyone special. You can literally just copy and paste content from your Google Docs or from downloading images and uploading images and placing them wherever you want. This is the simplest tool I've ever seen for creating a learning environment. So if you guys want to take advantage of this, make sure you guys are back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern to watch a live case of how we're going to start an entire course from scratch. And I guess Alex and I, we're going to talk about what kind of course we're going to create. Maybe, I'm a gamer, so maybe we could talk about how to get involved in video games, right? We can create a fun lesson like that. And we'll show you step by step of how we're going to get the content, where we're going to get the content, how to upload the content, and just create an entire system out of it. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And as you guys know, as you were saying,
stop gaming during the pandemic. Okay.
Hey, it's a good way to keep people at home, right? Do I want to let any details of the deal slip? No. Spanish. I am not allowed to. Udit will kill me. But don't worry, you will find out in less than 23 hours what the deal is, and trust me, it's going to be worth it. So that ends my time for today. Thank you for coming on and joining us, Alex. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.